YouTube actually made a video about the subscriber glitch just a few minutes ago, and a lot of people still aren't happy. Let's take a look at it and figure out why. YouTube's video called Let's Talk About Subscriptions has only been posted for a short while, and as one might expect, it is already overwhelmed with dislikes. We're going to go through this video together so we can actually have some constructive feedback on it. But before we do, I would just like to say, can we acknowledge that YouTube is actually trying to communicate with us? We might not be happy with the response yet, but at least they are sort of trying. This is more than they've done in the past, and some of the feedback I've seen since before this video was, man, I wish YouTube could just make a video on their own website explaining the situation, and that's what they're attempting to do. So let's take a look at this video, which talks specifically about subscriptions.
This is a bit of an experiment. We know you have a lot of questions about the subs feed on YouTube, and we've decided to go straight to the source. Zinzi is the product manager on YouTube subscriptions. And the first question is about, we've been hearing reports from viewers that they've been unsubscribed from channels that they've been previously subscribed to. What's up with that?
We've heard these reports, and we take those feedback so seriously. YouTube doesn't unsubscribe people from channels. Subscribing is a core part of the YouTube experience, and that's really the mission of our whole team, is to make that experience better. We've actually looked at over 100 individual cases, and so far, we haven't been able to find any underlying glitch.
But this goes against everything that the community has been saying, including PewDiePie himself, YouTube's largest YouTuber. I think it is very, very clear that there is a problem here, even though YouTube is saying that there isn't. Now, she said that she's looked at over 100 cases, but considering that there are over 7 million active channels on YouTube, statistically, that hardly seems like a representative sample. In fact, let's just take a look at the math because we can. That means that they've looked at 0.001% of all the channels on YouTube, and that's only if the examples that they've looked at actually belonged to separate channels. I won't spend too much time going into statistics 101, but for a population of 1 million channels, to have a confidence level of 95%, you would have to have a sample size of at least 384 separate channels or instances that you're looking at. If you want a margin of error of 5%, and of course the lower you want that margin of error, the more channels you have to look at, over 9,000, and that's for a population of 1 million channels. We have over 7 million active YouTube channels. Now, I'm guessing that these 100 examples that they've looked at came from the survey they pushed out to us. Here's a look I took at that survey in a previous video. This is a quick look at the form that you can fill out. It is a brief survey that asks you the URL of your channel, the channel you were unsubscribed from, when did you notice you were unsubscribed, what makes you think you were unsubscribed, just so they can make sure you're not. Where were you within YouTube when you noticed you were unsubscribed? What device were you using? And if you could please check right now, are you subscribed to the channel? These questions were so specific for people who've been repeatedly unsubscribed from channels over the course of months that most people are not going to remember this information accurately. Quite frankly, I actually don't believe taking a survey of users is an effective way to handle this situation. It almost borders on lip service. There's a time that you need to survey users, say for their experience, but for hard data gathering right now, I don't think they need to be asking us information that there's no way we can possibly remember accurately. That seems more like a move to say, hey, we are asking you for information. We do take your concerns seriously, but we're going to ask you for information that is most likely not going to be accurate, so it will purposely lead us to a dead end so we could say, hey, we looked at it, we don't know what's wrong. Bottom line is, this is a serious enough issue. I don't think they need to be surveying whether it's an issue in the community and trying to match it with their data because it's a flawed survey. What they need to do is just look at the data. Let's move on.
But I want to ask you, could this have anything to do with the way we handle closed accounts and spam accounts?
Really good question. So these two things are a little bit different. Closed accounts, those users just don't exist on YouTube anymore. So they don't count towards your subscriber numbers. You can see the number of closed accounts in YouTube Analytics. Spam works a little bit differently. When we flag an account as spam, that account doesn't count towards your subscriber number anymore either. but actually nothing changes for the user. We never unsubscribe them from your channel. So imagine we thought for some reason that you were a bot, Renato.
Okay.
Total hypothetical.
Yeah.
But imagine we thought you were a bot. You wouldn't count towards the subscriber number anymore for channels, but you would still get their videos in your subs feed. If you have notifications turned on, you'd get those notifications. Nothing would actually change for you because we would never unsubscribe your account from those channels.
Now that's very interesting. Let's take a very close listen to that one more time. So if you're a bot,
Thought you were a bot, you wouldn't count towards the subscriber number anymore
you don't count as a subscriber anymore.
for channels, but you would still get their videos in your subs feed. If you have notifications turned on, you'd get those notifications.
But yet you would still get that channel's notifications and videos. So if they consider you a spam or bot account, you don't count as a subscriber anymore, but you don't know that you don't count as a subscriber anymore. This is what is called ghosting. It's common across Reddit, it's common across YouTube, but they don't like to talk about it very much.
Nothing would actually change for you because we would never unsubscribe your account from those channels.
But that's not true. That is such double speak right there. Nothing changes for the viewer because it doesn't show that they're unsubscribed, theoretically, but it does change for the YouTuber who's now lost subscribers. What's more, let's move away from the doublespeak that's going on right now, and let's take a look at the fact that people are seeing that they're unsubscribed. So either there's something wrong with your ghosting algorithm, or what you're saying simply doesn't apply to this situation. However, I think you did let slip something about ghosting that is very useful for us YouTubers and users to know. In fact, if you are a very active user who goes to a channel and comments every single day, your comments might not show up because of ghosting, and YouTube might actually think you're spam, even though you're a real user. For fun, let me show you an example. Here I am on Jacksepticeye's channel. I'm going to go to his most recent video and type a comment. Submit that comment. Now I'm going to copy the URL for this comment. Open it in a new window, and here you can see, I can see my own comment, right? Now let's open up a private window and try that one more time where I'm not logged in as myself. All of a sudden, even though I put the URL with my comment is gone. I've been ghosted. And I can explain why I've been ghosted on Jack's channel. Back in the day, I used to be a hardcore viewer of his channel and would watch and comment on almost every single video. Guess my loyal engagement got me treated as a bot because I no longer show up. And what that might mean is that on his account, his subscriber number probably went down once I got marked as a bot, yet I, if it weren't for knowing to open up a private tab, wouldn't know anything had happened. His videos still show up in my subscriber feed.
Okay, so to be super clear, even if I was flagged by accident, it would be business as usual on my end.
Exactly. You'd keep getting videos in your subs feed. Everything would be normal.
Very tricky. There's one more interesting thing I'll show you from YouTube's direct analytics, which you might not be aware of if you don't have a YouTube channel to see this for yourself. Going into your analytics, you can click on the subscriber report. And here you can see I'm one of those channels that is seriously being impacted and losing subscribers from whatever this glitch is. I'm at a constant loss of subscribers daily. Almost all of these numbers are under 0. In fact, the only days they're above 0 are on days that I didn't upload. And on days that I do upload, I have a significant decline. But we could dig in a little more and see the source of where people are unsubscribing, be it from a video, a closed account, or a channel/other. So closed accounts, which is what they were talking about in that video, only a small percentage of my subscribers, 38, not a big deal. The subscribers I lost from a video, 37, not that big of a deal considering that's less than the amount of people that just closed their accounts. But what about this channel/other category? This means they either unsubscribe directly from your channel or from a video. Now, some people have posited the theory that, well, people probably just unsubscribe when you upload a new video because it reminds them that you exist and they don't want to see your content anymore. But if that was the case, they'd be unsubscribing from the video source, not from this other source. And what does other mean? It says users can subscribe and unsubscribe without a reference to a specific video. So what is causing that? Are these people that might be falling through YouTube's cracks and be glitched? Because I lost a tremendous amount of them in just 28 days. 427 people. That is 2% of my entire subscriber base gone in just 28 days, just from this other section.
So we've heard some reports from people that despite being subscribed to a channel, the videos from those channels don't always make it to the subs feed. What's up with that?
Every video that a creator uploads will show up in the subs feed for all of their subscribers by default. And in the last year, actually, we've made the subs feed more prominent on mobile, since that's where most of our users are. It's one of the main tabs in the mobile apps.
So that's interesting. And I think that YouTube might be right with what they're saying here. I think that a lot of people confuse their subscription tab over here, their actual sub box, with the home page, which has changed significantly and no longer features every single video from the people you're subscribed to. Now, maybe that's not the case and you do know the difference, but I'd be curious how many people do confuse the two. I think it might be a legitimate concern.
How long does it take for a video to make it to the subs feed?
It took an average of 30 seconds from the time a creator uploaded a video to the time it showed up in the subs feed for all of their subscribers.
So that's interesting because there are some days that some of us really don't have our videos show up in the sub feed, because even if you account for what I just said, which is that some viewers might not know the difference between their sub feed and their home page, that doesn't account for the difference that happens from day to day with why videos just randomly get tremendously less views regardless of the recommended algorithm. So there you have it. I certainly think it's justified that people are still not happy with this response. The 3-minute video seems almost trite in comparison to the sheer magnitude of our complaints, which have been going on for months and have really reached a breaking point within the past few weeks. I'm glad YouTube is starting to communicate with us, but it is a little too late and many people have noted that it feels insincere. Just take a look at the comments on that original video. What do you think? Is YouTube handling this situation properly? Are they doing the right thing to try to fix it, or are they not doing enough? Let me know what you think in the comments below.